What's up guys, Alex from FIFA Scouting Tips here, and welcome to this guide to the cheapest high potential left midfielders and left wingers in FIFA 15. Now this is going to be perfect for teams on a really tight budget because every player in the lower league gem series cost a maximum of £1 million, and if they're not available in the first window, I'll make sure that the value from your scout is £500,000 max, so you know that by the time they do become available they're still going to be cheap as well. This is just looking at my recommendations from an article which I posted up on FIFAscoutingtips.com, so head over there to see the full thing, with every player in the game who's got a minimum potential of 76 and a maximum cost of £1 million. Like I said, this video is just going to look at my recommendations, and just at the weekend gone past I also launched a new version of my website, a new design, so please do let me know what you think of it, if you've got any feedback, if you spotted any bugs, that kind of thing. I want to get as much feedback as possible because it's quite a big change, and hopefully now it's going to be much easier to find articles than it was before, so please do give me all the feedback you can and let me know how you think it is. I've got a few more features planned for it as well, so hopefully a few more things are going to be coming up into the design in the days and weeks and months coming up, so like I said, let me know what you think. So without further ado, let's have a look at who I'm recommending today. And first of all, we've got Christian Ceballos, and he starts at 68 overall. He's got 76 potential, and he's 21 years old, and he plays for Spurs. The scouts valuation of him is £700,000, but if you send an inquiry to Spurs, they'll only want £525,000 for him. So usually when you get a high valuation or that sort of range from your scout, you'd expect Spurs to want at least £1.5 million, maybe even £2 million, but no, just £500,000. So you can get him in the range of £350,000 to £400,000. Really cheap considering his overall and his potential. His wages are £10,000 and he's got a 2-year contract. He's left-footed with a 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves and the flair trait as well, so you can do extra tricks as well. And obviously looking at his stats, you don't normally expect to get this type of player for £500,000. 75 dribbling and 72 ball control along with 83 balance. It's going to be really good at beating defenders, going to be able to weave in and out of them using those good dribbling skills, good balance, and also that flair trait as well. He's got decent finishing too, so he can score goals for himself, but his good crossing means he can set up his teammates as well. And also his passing is pretty decent, so you could put him as an attacking midfielder or even a central midfielder and he'd be decent there as well. Got a half decent pace as well, so he's going to be a good all-round attacking player, whether you put him on the wing or whether you think he'll be better in central midfield. Next up, we've got a bit of a cheaper player. We've got Quincy Meneg, and he starts at 62 overall, and he's also got 76 potential. He's just 18 years old and he plays for Ajax. The scouts valuation is £200,000, but as with Ceballos, this guy, if you send an inquiry, they just want £180,000, so again a lower price than what your scout reckons he's worth. So you can get him in around about the range of £120,000. Very cheap player considering his potential, and his wages are very low as well, £1,750, very affordable to all sorts of teams. He's got a 5-year contract, he's right footed with a 3-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves. Now this is the guy to go for if you're looking for an out and out winger, because he's very fast, got good agility, and his dribbling and his ball control are his main technical stats there as well. So they're very good pace, like I said. So as he grows and heads towards his potential, he's going to be a real threat on the wing, going to be able to cut inside, beat defenders on the inside or going around the outside as well. So a very good pacey winger if that's the type of player that you want. So he'll fit into a 4-3-3 formation pretty well, and for £180,000, like I said, you don't even have to pay that much, just £120,000. You can't really go very far wrong with that. And then the final player is Gem Aliander Martino. Now he starts at 66 overall. He's got 77 potential and he's 20 years old. Now there's one thing to be careful with this guy, and he is a free agent, and I'll explain about that in a minute, but I have included him because the scouts valuation of him is £500,000, so that's the maximum threshold for this, so he does come in line with that. But it means that because he's a free agent and he could play at different teams, so when he starts a career he'll be assigned to a random team in the game, so because of that his price does vary. But bear in mind the example of Christian Ceballos, where his value from his scout was £700,000 and we got a price less than that, so it's very possible that you can get the same with Martino, that depending on the team he goes to, you could very well get a very good price for him, under £1 million. So it's absolutely worth trying with this guy. yeah, it could be that he costs more than £1 million and the team want a lot of money for him, but at the same time, if he plays for a big team where he's not going to get a look in and there are much better players than him, then it's very possible that they'll want to offload him very cheaply. So absolutely look for this guy and give him a try. Give him an inquiry to see how much he costs. His wages will also vary because of it depends on the team he goes to, and same with his contract length, but he is right-footed and he's got a 3-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves, and it sounds like that's a bit of a lot to consider, but look at some of his stats. It's absolutely worth it. That ball control and dribbling combination, 77 and 76, pushing on towards 80, that's pretty much the highest combination out of any players that I looked at to make this video and the article as well. Fantastic pace as well, he's almost a speedster, and brilliant balance as well. That's going to be so deadly on the wing. His finishing is also one of his stronger points, so he can score you goals as well, and half decent other attacking things like heading accuracy, shot power and penalties as well. Excuse me. So I would absolutely, like I said, send off an inquiry for him, because you never know, you might get a really nice surprise and you might be able to get this guy very, very cheap. So he's absolutely worth considering. So those are my 3 recommendations. I'm now going to show you how they do after 3 years of growth, so you can see the type of players that they end up developing into. Okay, so first of all we've got Christian Ceballos, and he is now quite a well-rounded player that still got that pace and dribbling, ball control as well, which is going to make him a really good winger. 79 dribbling, that's going to be really, really excellent, and still got that 83 balance, so those two are going to work really well together. His finishing and shooting is also pretty good as well, and with 76 penalties he's going to be scoring you a few goals as well. His vision is absolutely shot up, so he'd be really good as an attacking midfielder. Like I said earlier, with that great vision he's going to be setting up his teammates with plenty of opportunities as well. And then next up we've got Quincy Menig. He is now a little bit lower, but he's also a bit younger, so that's to be expected. Still very, very fast and an excellent winger. Ball control and dribbling as well, like Ceballos, 2 of his very strong points there, up into the 70s now. But as well as that, his short passing and his shot power also growing up a bit as well, and his vision's gone up too, so you may find, like Ceballos, that you could put him as an attacking midfielder where that vision and passing might be quite useful as well. And he was super cheap, remember, about £120,000, really useful player for that kind of money. And then finally we've got Gem Alexander Martino, and he, if you remember, he was a free agent, so he is actually a clone of a player called Joseph Alexander Martinez, but he's Venezuelan, and EA don't actually have the license to put Venezuelan players in the national team, so they had to create clones like this guy. So because he's a free agent, there's a very good chance you can get him very cheap. And look at some of these stats after 3 years. 82 dribbling, 80 ball control, almost a speedster now as well. Vision is 77, so he is going to be passing fantastically well to his teammates, but 84 attack position and 71 finishing. You may even find you can put him up front where he'll score you a few goals as well. So like I said earlier on in this video, make sure you send off an inquiry for him, because you could find that he is very, very cheap, because he is a clone of a real player, and with some of those stats he's absolutely worth getting, so make sure you check him out as well. So those are my 3 recommendations. Go to FIFAscoutingtips.com where there'll be the full article. That'll be every player in the game with a minimum potential of 76 and a maximum cost of £1 million. So have a look at that to see what you can find. If you found any really good players yourself who I haven't mentioned today, make sure you leave a comment below letting me know how they did with you. And if you tried any of these 3 players as well, I'd like to hear what you thought of them too. If you've got any ideas what you want me to do next, I'd love to hear that. I'm going to be starting a career mode series coming up soon once I've finished this series on lower league gems. And don't forget also, the scouting competition is closing at the end of the month. So if you found a great player in your youth academy, make sure you take a picture of them when they're in the academy or just after they've been promoted. You can leave a link to the picture in the comments below, or you could paste it on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/FIFAscoutingtips, or you could send it to @FIFAscouting at Twitter using the hashtag ScoutingGod. So like I said, that ends at the end of the month. So leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.